With Shadowlands so close to a release, people are getting excited, they're getting antsy, they want to get ready, be ready with their character, with their setup, the UI, they're starting to look at guides for leveling, speed leveling, what to do in the first week, how to gear up your character, don't miss anything for Shadowlands, they are reading up on what to do in the pre-patch. A lot of things are going on right now, so to make sure you haven't forgotten anything, I'm going to walk you through my list of top 5 things I want to do before Shadowlands. So my first pick to have in Shadowlands is tea. Black tea. In my tier list, Taylor's English breakfast tea is in S tier. Of the, the more commercial, the more available ones, I think it's the best. It is a strong tea, which is what I like. I enjoy black tea. Otherwise I can't really feel the flavor that much. And I don't like to put too much sugar in it, so I need a stronger base flavor. So the Talent Tree of Taylor's is very good for this. Other more commercial ones like Lipton are not as good to me. They are not strong enough. Smith as well was a possible option for my alt, but I just dropped it. I think the secret comes in the legendary system for these specs, because Taylor's has mixed leaves from both Africa and Southeast Asia, whereas Lipton's is exclusively from Kenya, Africa, whereas Smith is only from Sri Lanka in Southeast Asia. So I think that's where Taylor's gets an edge. The mixing of the leaves gives them enough strength for me to just enjoy. So that's what I'll be going with in Shadowlands as my main. If, maybe you have trouble sleeping, or maybe you just don't want to have trouble sleeping, you might even go for the alternative, the Taylor's decaffeinated breakfast tea. It's just about the same, so you can go for either one. I just think that preparing for Shadowlands, when you wanted to look at a main drink, you needed to go for a spec that matched, the atmosphere. With this pandemic going on, you're locked inside, it's starting to get cold, you want to be inside, cozy, warm, and a cup of tea is just the better choice, the more comfy choice. So that's what I'll be maining with in Shadowlands. My second key thing to have before Shadowlands, is to have a video backlog. Be it, movies, TV shows, anime, some YouTube playlists, Twitch streaming, whatever you want. Particularly for me, I played in the beta. I have leveled to max level 6 different times. So it is kind of, rinse and repeat automatic system for me already. Meaning I will get bored quite a bit for a long time. And leveling at least 3 different characters, that's gonna be some 20 plus hours I'll have to spend doing this. And then I have to have 2 weeks of, spamming heroics and then doing a full run of mythic zeros on multiple characters on all dungeons. You have to level up from floor 1 to floor 7 of 2 different wings of Torghast every week for the first 3 weeks on multiple characters. So that's a lot of time of doing rather low effort content. It's not raiding, it's not mythic raiding, it's not mythic plus. So it's, very shut off brain type of thing for me right now, meaning I need some stuff to watch. I need some other stuff to keep my attention, essentially. And I'll admit my mistake. I'll admit that, maybe rewatching the entire 8 seasons of House before this was probably a bad idea. I agree. So I had to go and look for new stuff. So my current picks, in my S tier to watch. The second season of The Alienist. I watched the first season already. I think it was pretty balanced in all the damage profiles. It was doing pretty well, pretty competitive, so I don't think in the second season they're gonna drop off too much. Another good one was Frontier. I have 2 more seasons to watch. It was, I hope it's kind of a little bit, scaling better later into the expansion. I think it was a little bit slow at the start, but it showed promise, so I'm willing to stick with it. And then the third one, which I remember considering watching for so many years, but always dropping it for one reason or another, is The Newsroom. I like the actor, and the setting seemed interesting. And I even saw there was, because it's a little bit older, there is prime Olivia Munn before she got fucking bogged. So that's a plus. And these 3 together should take, over 30 hours to finish. So that looked like a good amount of hours to be prepared for the Shadowlands grinding I'll have to do at release. Now on the third point, we go on to the technical here, because my third thing to do, to make sure I had done before Shadowlands, was getting a new mouse. The reason why you haven't seen that many, in-depth points about key bindings when it came to setting your UI and making your UI, despite me pointing out that key bindings are actually very important, is because I am left-handed and I need a left-handed mouse to get extra buttons on my mouse. Otherwise, I would have to click them with my ring finger or my pinky, which is fucking terrible. So for a while, I used the Death Adder because the Razer Death Adder has a left-handed edition. But its shelf life is terrible, it just breaks too often, the scroll wheel especially. I decided to go for something different a few weeks ago, and I went for the Logitech G903 because of its detachable mods, which can essentially turn it into a left-handed mouse. And it did. Yeah, it's very nice. It works very well, and I'm very happy with the choice, so I think it's gonna stay at a healthy S tier for Shadowlands. Considering also the scarcity of options in this field, you know, there is not even 10% of people who are left-handed, so I'm assuming the amount of demand is not that high to make these type of mice for gaming. That was a very important thing to have before Shadowlands. Now, on to the fourth point. This is a more philosophical point. It is more a matter of will and conscience. The fourth point is a service to the community. What I wanted to do as a fourth point for myself was going around like Santa Claus, like Father Christmas, and delivering happiness in the WoW community. So I endeavored going around making people feel more intelligent. You are browsing MMO Champion, you're browsing Reddit, you're on your class Discord, your WoW related Discord. Maybe you are, I don't know what came over you, but maybe you are on the WoW official forums. You're feeling down, it's not been a very good day, and then you read something like this. And this is a guaranteed boost of morale for you, knowing that you are part of the same community as retards as this one. So it is a dirty job, you know, it is not very thankful. You live in the shadows, you know, you are the unsung hero of the community. Not many people will realize the importance of your job, but doing this will brighten the day of many people. You know, to lower yourself to the depths of stupidity of certain people just to make everyone else more happy. A thankless task to be sure, but martyrs and icons such as myself have to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. That was a key point for me to do before Shadowlands, to brighten up everyone else's spirits. Now, on to the last point with the arrival of Shadowlands. Let's be serious for a moment. Sorry if you thought you lost me in the first 30 seconds, if I fell to the dark side of YouTube, the entry-level, low-effort garbage, hey look, WoWHead has a new article out style of videos. That's not it. Although taking the piss at those videos was pretty entertaining. But for the last point, I will have a serious one, because one of the things to bring in Shadowlands that is going to be important for me is going to be videos. With the Shadowlands beta ending and the release coming in about a week, a little over a week, there is going to be a shift in the types of videos that become available to a content creator, right? Because, for example, you know, class reviews, spec reviews and overviews and guides, tier lists, rankings, speculation, you know, constant videos about patch changes, about balance changes that keep being rolled out in the beta will become obsolete at the release of Shadowlands. Everyone will have access to the classes and the specs, so the value of making spec-related guides and overviews become devalued. The class changes will drop considerably, you know, after a couple of weeks maybe, right before the Mythic release, if there is going to be a last balance patch. But after that, barring some very, very minor ones, we're going to go for a few months with no changes. So that type of video is also going to fall out of style. Other informative videos about conduits, covenants, soulbinds, renown, Stygia. You already lost me. You already don't recognize half of what I just mentioned. In a couple of weeks, people will just know this. So the relevance of these type of videos will drop, but different types of videos will become available. Number one, we will actually have hard evidence. So we will, yes, have to drop the Philly crafting, the theory crafting with no working sims, which is hilarious. But we'll have instead actual hard numbers, hard data. Simulations will be in full throttle, Warcraft logs will be flooded with data to analyze. So now we will have actual real answers to all the previous videos we have been doing, other content creators have been doing, and people have been discussing about. There will be room for videos like, how is a certain spec performing? Why exactly is it performing well? Is it exactly because of what was prophesized in the beta with no real hard evidence, or did something change? Or was the strength completely misattributed? Maybe there is a completely different build and talent setup and legendary setup that is making it OP, unlike what was previously thought. Or maybe it is the opposite. Why is this predicted S tier spec in D tier being garbage? What did we miss? What was wrong? There will be more room for things like guides for raids and guides for Mythic Plus, like melee DPS positioning, range DPS positioning, how to use your burst as a DPS in all the hardest parts of the encounter, how to, spread effectively your healer's externals throughout the encounter in the hardest HPS phases. As for tanks, I mean, you're playing a tank in a raid, dude. And in a similar vein for Mythic Plus as well. So even though some type of videos will fall out of flavor, more videos, more opportunities will arise, which is what is making it, very exciting to be waiting for Shadowlands, getting ready for the content, which will inevitably come eventually, soon. So that is something I will be looking forward to. Now, this very professional top 5 list is done. I will be taking my leave, me and my bags of black tea. Tell me, guys, what were your personal top things to have for Shadowlands? If it's in-game or out of the game, it's okay. Either way, I won't shame you for that. As long as it's not a fucking pet from Mechagon, an achievement from Najatar, or a transmog that was available a year and a half ago. I'm fucking sick of listening to that. So, see you guys soon. And in the meantime, I'm going to brew some tea, obviously.